This is a book which teaches men to be men. Helps a young, single man visualize the man he ought to be in full maturity. Provides a mature married man with a pattern to consider for more effectiveness in his role as a husband and father. The teachings presented here are greatly needed, for in spite of the millions of men who make up our society, there are few role models for which men can pattern. It may seem presumptuous that I should declare there is a need for men to be men, for what man is there who doesn't think he is already a man? He was born male and has grown into manhood. Being a man is self-evident. In childhood, he was proud to be a boy and no one dared to call him a sissy. Everything in his nature demands respect for the masculine in him. So fundamental is this that to suggest a loss of manliness is the greatest affront that can be made. Yet, the sad truth is that men, speaking generally, are no longer men. This becomes obvious when the average man is measured against the undeniable criteria I present in this book. American men received a stinging insult from British psychiatrist Dr. Joshua Breyer, who described them as a bunch of weak-kneed, lily-livered sissies. He originally thought women were at fault, declaring American women to be domineering. Quote, "Before I thought the women wanted to rule the country. I changed that opinion. Women are compelled to take over, not fighting to take over," he continued. "I thought the men who attended some seminars I spoke at with their wives should shoot me for my remarks, but instead they all agreed with me. It's still the fatherless society. The husbands are not husbands. All the women are crying out for a strong man, and he's just not there." Throughout our society, we find that men who are weak, spoiled, pampered, spineless, and lacking in moral, physical, or mental strength. There are men who fail to take their position as head of the household, allowing women and children to push them around, not wishing to accept the responsibility which is rightfully their own. Some blatantly encourage their wives to assume this burden. Many of our so-called jokes center around the wife, quote, wearing the pants. Her husband is portrayed as a bungler, inept, and incompetent to understand or control his family. To a great extent, men have failed to assume the primary responsibility of providing bread for their tables. Women must come to the rescue. Every day, millions of them leave their households to assist in earning the living. The working mother is more the rule than the exception now. The deterioration and loss of effectiveness in so many homes is in great part a consequence of the neglect resulting from the mother deserting her post, a situation she often laments but can do nothing about.